If I wanted something to maybe look a little more cinematic, I can take 60 frames per second and then slow that down in post-production to basically be twice as slow or even 3 times as slow. So to start recording, I just press that record button right there, and that allows me to record. Now we got a couple of actual physical buttons on the controller that are useful for video modes. The first one is the gimbal control up here, this little wheel that you see right there. Now, when I move this wheel, it's going to rotate the gimbal down like this, all the way down to 90 degrees straight down, or most interestingly, all the way up to 60 degrees up. This means you can, in this case, literally see the sun, as it were, or you can go ahead and look upwards at a tree. I mean, some incredibly cool angle options there. Bring it on down right here, though. And the next option is to zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate the entire aircraft towards the windmill right there. I'm going to get it in the center of my frame a little bit. And now the zoom option is this wheel over here. So if I just go ahead and rotate this wheel forward, you'll see it'll zoom on in there, and you can see that zoom at 1 point so all the way up to 2x. I can also just simply tap that on the right-hand side back to 1 and 2x. The thing to understand is that when you zoom on this drone, or really any drone, it's reducing the overall resolution. Basically just cropping in, that's all it's doing. So at this point, when I'm fully zoomed in here, it's equivalent to about a 1080p picture as opposed to the 4K picture. And this can be useful when you don't want to deal with doing this after the fact, like for example, something quickly going up onto social media. But in general, again, just shoot at 4K and crop after the fact. So you can go ahead and play with that if you want to in post-production as opposed to doing it on the controller itself. Now, let's say this windmill is a little bit too dark, which it is. I can tap on this and then tap on that little sun and then go up like this and increases exposure to the frame, obviously way overexposed now, or down to the bottom and be way underexposed like that, or back to the middle. I can also increase the exposure down at the bottom by choosing the EV. So that's that little option at the very bottom right-hand corner there. And now I can tap this and I can say up a third of a stop, for example, or 1/7, and so on. Now, in addition to changing the resolutions, you can also change the recording file formats. So in the top right-hand button there, choose a little ... and then you go into camera and you see a format MPV or MOV, color normal or D Cinelike, and then the recording format